Free, look out now. The sideline, forget about it. This baby's over.
Oh, my goodness. One man. Goodbye. Hello, Heisman.
And most especially in 310 days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the football field.
Another block. One more, he's gone. Touchdown, no flag.
Samuel cuts it back. Ohio State wins.
Here's the run again. Donovan Edwards. Whoa, can they catch him? No, Donovan Edwards again. Go down.
Alrighty, welcome back, everybody, to episode 7 of the Scarlet and Blue Show. We're moving through, Garrison.
Yeah, man, we are. We're moving pretty fast here.
It is, and I feel like with the media days, with the Harbaugh abuse that he took on, and just
so sad.
It's so sad. And then, conference realignment. I feel like we haven't had a chance to talk about camp, but we're already over a week. Well, I think it's a week today into camp. So lots to talk about on that front. I'm excited that we can dive into these things because this is the fun stuff. We're anticipating the season starting here. I'm fired up. So we got lots to talk about today. And I think let's just dive right into camp. And Garrison, I'm gonna give you the floor here actually, because I know that you've got some things that you want to dish out and discuss.
Yes. No, man. So, I was listening to Eliano talk about Sonny Styles, and as you know, I am a huge Sonny Styles fan. I am a supporter of the kid. I think he is the next Malcolm Jenkins. Michael Jenkins. Malcolm. I think he's the next Mike Doss. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think he's the next Mike Doss. Things like that. I mean, there was a guy who didn't really pan out, but his name was Christian Bryant. A lot of Buckeye fans know who that is. Really good athletic safety. And I think that kid fits the mold. I think he's going to be one of the great guys that brings back BIA. Bryce Sack, do you know what BIA means?
No.
It's all right. So BIA is something that the Buckeyes started, the secondary started, means best in America. That's what I think this year it comes back and it starts with him. But, I was reading for a few things, when Eliano talked about him, he called him a unicorn, which and he is, if we're being honest here, I haven't seen the likes of him since Taylor Mays. And when I say that, I mean, and he's bigger than Taylor Mays right now. That's the funny part about it. 6'3", 6'4", 230 pounds. He already says he's going to have him in the slot because he thinks he's athletic enough to cover those guys. And then, I remember in our previous episode of ours, Bryce, I talked about in there, I think he can, come off the edge. Same thing Eliano said, that Sonny said. He says they want to use me coming off the edge as a blitzer and all that. I think there's not a position on the field outside of defensive tackle that he can't play. I think he can play every single position on the field. And so I thought, that was really interesting, last year the kid was 17. You call him a prospect in a grown man's body. That's exactly what he was. And then the offensive side,
let's talk about Sonny. Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me chime in here. I know all the Buckeye fans are desperately waiting my response on Sonny Styles. And yeah, it's tough to look at that guy and think he's not gonna be a force. The Taylor Mays reference is a great reference and a great pull from the glory years for USC. That dude was a freak, and he just looked the part. So
I remember a game, Bryce. I think it was the Rose Bowl. I think where a Penn State wide receiver came across on a deep post, and he was being covered by another USC corner. Taylor Mays comes out of nowhere on the screen, knocks him and his teammate out, and he gets up perfectly fine. Probably be targeting now. But
yeah, a little bit. But yeah, he was absolute force. So sorry, continue. You're going to the offensive side.
Tony Alford, the Ohio State running backs coach, also one of the best recruiters in the nation. But this year, the biggest thing I think people are talking about when it comes to Ohio State is our running back depth. I think it is the deepest running back room in the nation, and I'm comfortable saying that. You talk about Travion Henderson, 5-star guy, number 1 running back coming out of high school. Mayan Williams, 3-star. but we've seen how productive he can be. Dallin Hayden coming out of high school, I think he was the 18th or 19th rated right back, 4-star kid. He came in last year when Mayan and Trey couldn't go. He went over 500 yards. Chip trained him. Now, Chip was a four-star linebacker coming out of high school, but now he's a running back for us. Against Michigan, I mean, guy came in and had just over 80 yards on 14 carries. So, and then we have Evan Pryor, Bryce, and Evan Pryor came in the same class as Trey, and Evan is one of those guys, man. He's a freaky fast athlete. And I think a lot of Ohio State fans are happy that he's fully healthy. We're waiting to see what he can do. I mean, that's 5 deep right there. And he talked about, he said it's the most depth he's ever had at running back. He's not wrong. It is. And then Travion said he feels faster, worked with the track team to help him with that foot injury on that broken bone and all coming off the surgery he had. So, I'm really excited. I think if they wanted to, they could do running back by committee. Now, of course, you give Trey the ball, but I think they're very comfortable with any of those guys in that room starting the game. I really think they are.
Yeah, it's a good backfield. People in Ann Arbor are going to combat you and challenge you when you say the most deep running back room. But I think it's a great debate. I think if you go 1-to-1, and we'll do this as we get closer to the season, comparing the position groups, because I think if you look at wide receivers, Buckeyes have that, right? But then I think you get a lot of people who would argue other ways. You say the O-line would go to Michigan, and I think we could argue that. But I think, both running back rooms are exciting. Also, too, I want to note Dallas Hayden. That's your twin.
Dallin. And Bryce, stop calling him my twin.
It doesn't matter. Just, hey, go like this. Side by side, and you guys tell me if you're not the same person. I haven't seen you guys in the same room yet.
Oh,
but we'll assume you're the same person. But yeah, man, no, I think the running back room, it's gonna be fun to watch, because you think if one goes down, people waiting in the wings. By the way, that class with Pryor.
Don't even say if.
I don't know. Can Henderson make it a full season?
I don't know. Can Blake?
Hey, you got robbed. Yeah,
what were you saying?
That class with Henderson went 1, Donovan Edwards went 2. You guys like Will Shipley, that's right, he was 4. And then you got Evan Pryor at 7. And then a surprise here, Tavier Dunlap at 15. High 4-star. I don't remember seeing that.
I'll tell you what, Bryce. I think also in that same class, I think you're on 247 right now. You can probably look this up. I think this might be one of the greatest quarterback classes of all time. That same class.
Quarterback, not running back.
Oh, not right, man. Also, I think that quarterback class, and that same, I think it's ridiculous, actually. I think there's 6 or 7 5-stars.
Oh, yeah, we can run through these quick. Quinn Ewers, Caleb Williams, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, Kyle McCord, Tyler Buckner, whatever. Yeah, it's a pretty good class. And the Jackson Dart's on there, too.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's an insane class.
Yeah, that's a big-time class. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see, man. So that's the exciting stuff out of camp. That's what you're hearing. That's what you're seeing. So anything else from Bucks camp? We're a week in.
Oh man, that's all I got. That's all I got from the greatest football program of all time. That's all I have.
It's just not, but I love it. I feel like we've been too nice to each other, by the way. Everyone watching, it'll get more contentious as the season goes on.
If you want me to sauce it up, Bryce.
It'll come.
Are we still family friendly?
We are for now.
Okay. I'll simmer down.
The demographic statistics later. So yeah, let's go a couple miles north here up to Michigan camp. Just, I mean, like any fan base, right? You just love just the pictures and love the pictures and videos, and the picture of Harbaugh today, just overlooking the practice. They got the shot straight on.
No, I'm not gonna be nice. That was a pretty cool picture. I liked it.
I'm assuming that's why Gene Smith retired today. He saw that. And he's like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Football program is so important. Big Daddy Jim is back in town.
Bryce, you that's the most powerful AD in the nation. You watch your mouth.
Well, he's leaving. But no, I think JJ with the visor, it's game over. He looks sick. But real talk, coming out of camp, man. I mean, some fun news, some good news, and some news that I think goes back to what we were looking for on during media days.
Mm-hmm.
The first interesting tidbit that came out was QB or cornerback 2, that position. Mikey Sanderstill had a maybe interview, press conference. I forget exactly what it was, but he was talking to the media in some way, shape, or form. And he's talking about Josh Wallace. More news has come out. Sounds like that guy's fitting into that role. So that's exciting to see that position get filled, because I think there'll still be some movement and rotations at that position. I think Will Johnson's got it locked down on the other side, but it's good to hear that he's kind of coming into his own. I think one quote that I thought was really good from Mikey was that, and this just shows how good of a leader Mikey Sanders still is, but he was just saying that Josh still says, and maybe he doesn't do this now, but at the time of the interview, he says, you guys, when addressing the team. And Mikey's just like, no. It's us. Like, we're a team. We're on the same team here. So it's little stuff like that you just love to hear, right? It's good leadership, and you get some comfort knowing that, Sanders still is going to be running that defense along with Junior Colson, and there's a good core of leaders in the back there. So I love that. Second thing I thought that was interesting was.
Ask you a quick question.
Hit me.
Okay. Are you comfortable with Sanders still being cornerback 2 on the outside?
If he needs to be, yes.
So you trust him against bigger wide receivers?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to think back to the Cade Stover.
That's Cade Stover. I'm talking about a more faster, athletic guy.
Okay, how big is Cade Stover? 6'5"?
Yeah, but he's not fast.
Yeah, I mean, do I think he can go one-on-one with a receiver?
Let's say I'll ask you this: if somehow he got matched up on Marv, are you uncomfortable?
So the only one I would be comfortable with is Johnson on Marvin Harrison. That would be the only thing. But on any other receiver?
No, you wouldn't, Bryce.
Will Johnson?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about somebody else. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, let's say Mecca, 6'2", 205 pounds.
Yeah. I wouldn't be like, oh, he's gonna get 3 picks and he's gonna hold him to 0 yards and 1 catch, but like I would feel confident to hold his own.
Okay. All right.
I feel good about that. Okay. Second point is, Michigan fans, you're used to seeing a number 8 on the outside, Ronnie Bell. Keep those jerseys if you have a number 8 jersey. Tyler Morris, kid played with JJ at Nazareth in Illinois.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So they've got connections going way back. That was before JJ transferred to IMG. So fired up about him. JJ's talked a lot about him. The other guy JJ's talked about is good old Peyton O'Leary, your boy. The Cooper Cup of college football. Oh, I think your headphones are off. I don't know if you heard that. Let me try again. The Cooper Cup of college football.
Okay, see. Bryce, that's lad McConkey, okay? That's lad.
So we're excited for him. And then just to top that off, JJ said they're more focused this year in the pass game, which goes back to my original theory with JJ and why I'm so high on him, is that he gets the full off season with no competition with all of his receivers.
Yeah. No, that's huge. That's huge.
Watch out. So yeah, man, exciting stuff out of camp. I mean, stuff you can't hear every year, but still exciting. The D line, JJ said that also the D line's getting to him quick, which is a tremendous sign how good that offensive line is. And so if Chris Jenkins and the boys are getting pressure, it's just stuff you love to see. Love to see. And it's pushing our O-line too, which is fantastic.
That's that good? Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, man, exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Who's going to replace Gene Smith? By the way, we brought him up already.
So, oh man, Bryce, let me give you the name. Let me give you the name that they came up with, that they said. Okay. Now I am not for this. Listen, if it's my choice, if the Ohio State University institution came to Garrison Dean Gaddy and said, "Hey, push all your chips, and who do you want as your next AD?" I'm telling you, you bring in Jimmy T, you bring in Jimmy Tressel. He is Ohio State. He is Ohio, the master of Youngstown. By the way, if you ever had a chance, look up the amount of college coaches that came out of Youngstown, Ohio. It's amazing. It's amazing. Now, I did see someone, there's some Ohio State fans saying Urban Meyer. Let me tell you what. No. I think that Jim Tressel would be the perfect guy. And I think if Ohio State gave him the call, I think he would take it. I think it's this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's a name I saw float around as well. I mean, he's the president at Youngstown State.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's not qualified from the administrative side. Not to mention he was a great football coach as well. So it's kind of like the Barry Alvarez type transition into that.
Yeah.
But I will say too, with Tressel, it feels like the stain of what happened is completely wiped away. Because I think we all agree. Well, at the time I thought it was awesome, but how college football's changed, like shouldn't have been.
Hypocrites.
Fired. Yeah. Hypocrites. And did you watch?
I was talking about you, Bryce.
I've stayed strong on my stance with Jim Tressel. Did you watch the Johnny Manziel?
I'm halfway through. I mean, I love it.
Stop. It's an hour long. What do you mean you just stopped?
It was 1 a.m.
All right, that's fair.
I was watching with the big guy. So
attaboy. I guess two things. One is I love how much he hates the NCAA. So he got a new fan in me because I'm with you, pal. But then two, in that clip or in that show, maybe not here yet, but Mark Emmert is shown.
Bryce, are you? Oh, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
I don't think I'm spoiling anything, but I'm spoiling a part. But he says in an interview, which the interview, I guess, technically already happened. So I'm not spoiling anything. He said in an interview that under his watch, athletes will never get paid. And here we are today, which is absolutely glorious. And the NCAA's power is dwindling, but that's not the point. So I think anyways, if Jim Tressel did come in and take over, I don't think there would be anyone who would be.
That was interesting, Bryce. I like that little tidbit right there. I like that.
That's why we're the best in the biz, brother.
Oh.
All right, speaking of, I don't even know if we were speaking of grievances. I think anytime us being on this show, me talking about Ohio State, talking about Michigan, there's going to be grievances. So that is kind of a segue. But speaking of grievances, you loved Big Game Boomers, top 50 Big Ten players.
Did you say love?
I said loved.
Bryce, listen, Big Game Boomers come with a lot of trash lists. Okay, wait a second. I just had a lot of passion in my voice right there.
Go off.
Okay. He's come up with let me bring it down a little bit. He has come out with a lot of trash lists. But Bryce, this right here, this right here takes the cake. Now, I'm gonna point out a few grievances I had with this list. And you know what? There's a few grievances for Michigan. Okay.
Hit me.
But
go off.
We're gonna start right here. People, bear with me. Bryce, Robbie, bear with me. At number one, you have Zach Zinter. Zach Zinter is a very good football player. He's a very good offensive lineman. He is an offensive guard, one of the least cared about positions in football. Why? Because any lineman can play it. Any lineman can play. Just look at the NFL draft. Look how often guards get picked in the first or second round. Look how often they get paid. It does not happen. I think Zach Zinter is probably the best guard in the nation. He didn't even get voted the best. Did he get voted the best guard? He didn't even get voted the best guard in the nation by Big Game Boomer. But you're going to sit here and tell me with your lying eyes that Zach Zinter is over number two.
Number 2.
Marvin Harrison, marvelous. Playoff killer. Hall of Fame Jeans Harrison Jr. You listen, man. Bryce, be honest. Bryce, be honest. Is Zach Zinter better at his position than Marvin Harrison is at his?
It's a weird way to phrase the question.
And remember, I'm about to. Bryce said, "Who's the best player in the Big Ten?"
Well, Zach Zinter. You can't argue with stats.
Okay. See,
it's a wild take. If Zach Zinter was the left tackle, that would be
it changes everything. Changes everything for me.
But did you have your guard be
a guard? Bryce, hold on. At number 3 is Blake. Had you put Blake Coleman ahead of Marvin Bryce, I'd be like, you know what? Fine.
Yeah.
Zinter?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move down the list, Bryce.
Okay.
He put Trevor Keegan in the top 10 too. He put 2 guards in the top 10. What are we doing?
We do a lot of zone scheme blocking, so I don't know how much pulling there is, but okay, hey.
No.
Can't argue with the data, man.
Okay. I'm gonna skip the whole list real quick because I'm gonna point out the obvious. Chris Jenkins is now a top 50 player in the Big Ten. Chris Jenkins.
Oh my gosh, you're right. He's not on this list.
He's not on this list. What? Bryce. Will Johnson at 32. There is not 31 players better than Will Johnson in the Big Ten.
Oh, Donovan Edwards at 12.
Cooper DeJean at 27.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Listen, man, I don't know, but this list is just
makes you feel all types of ways.
Bryce, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a whole bean with you, okay? A whole bean with you. I have said that I believe by year end, Drew Aller will be the best quarterback in the Big Ten. I think Kyle McCord will be second. They don't belong on this list. They don't belong on this list. They don't.
That I would agree with.
They just don't belong on this list.
I mean, Tanner Mordecai, too, at 43. Wisconsin's quarterback, the transfer.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Tanner, wait, where'd you have it? Where would you have it?
Tanner Mordecai?
Yeah.
I would have him on the list.
Okay, now you're being crazy. Okay, see, now I thought we were about to be on the same page here. No. I mean,
I think Tommy Eichenberg's a bit high.
Oh,
I think he's a bit high.
No, he is.
Yeah.
Emeka Egbuka. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If I look at his list, he should be number 5 on this list. Emeka Egbuka should be number 5 on this list.
Yeah, we should see what his algorithm is for this. I don't know. He's the king of controversy.
This list is god awful. Mason Graham at 20. Okay.
Oh, I love it.
He's got me giving Michigan players love. I don't like that. But let's move on.
We'll move on. All right. Oh my gosh, I forgot to talk about Donovan Edwards' comments. Now that we just talked about him here, saying he's going to be the greatest, change the running back position. I freaking love it. And listeners will not be surprised by me saying that, but will they be surprised by your response, Garrison?
So I have no problem with him saying that for the simple fact that he should want to strive to that. Now. And I like that, man. I like that. He should feel that way because he is one of the most talented running backs in the nation. He is the best dual threat running back in the nation. So that's that. Now, I won't call this a problem, but Donnie, let's slow it down. What
would you say if Jim Harbaugh said that about Donovan Edwards?
It's fact.
Wait, what? If Jim Harbaugh was like, I think Donovan Edwards will change the position.
No, stop. That's where my problem was. I have no problem you
I'm just
saying
making
you
sure
were
you're
doing the
consistent.
best. Yeah, but Donnie, it's impossible for you to revolutionize the game. How old is Donovan Edwards? 21?
He's junior.
21. So it's probably 21. Do you know who Marshall Falk is?
I would hope he does. He said,
What he does, Bryce, has been done for 20 some years. Christian McCaffrey's the best at it. So
he said, I will go down as one of the greatest running backs to ever play the game.
No problem saying that.
I'll be up there with Walter Payton, Barry Sanders. I believe I will revolutionize the game in the position.
Not happening. You can't because what you do. All right. Tell me what he does, Bryce, that has never been done by a running back.
That has never been done. I think maybe being a complete running back who play every position. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
His name is Christian McCaffrey. Continue.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Alvin Kamara.
Hey, here's a way you could revolutionize it. Be a pass threat. Being a legitimate pass threat out of the running back position. No running back's ever done that. We've seen wide receivers do it.
Stop. Not true. Darren McFadden.
Oh, that's good pull.
Bryce.
Good pull. Good
encyclopedia.
Pull.
I'm an encyclopedia.
Oh, okay. Relax. Relax. But he could be slinging the ball. And
he won't, Bryce. He won't, Bryce.
You don't know that. But that could be how he revolutionizes the game, Garrison.
Bryce, I just got word from the big man upstairs. No.
He's talking to you, divine intervention.
Exactly. Hey. We did go to South Christian.
We did. All right, you had on our rundown here, you had the one last question. And I want you to ask it because I want to make sure it's prefaced in the way you were thinking.
Yes. Let me make sure I preface this correctly when I say this, because sometimes I just type things down without thinking.
What? No.
So, does the in-house hype inside your team? Because one thing from the national media to do it. Does the in-house hype from your team make you nervous, scare you at all? Make you anxious? Because I've never heard in my time watching football, Michigan football, I've never seen a coach or players talk like this. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, Bryce. It sounds like you guys are writing a check that you might not be able to cash. And I swear, if you don't cash this check,
and the check being a natty.
After the game, Bryce, we should do our show after the game. And when we do that, if you guys don't cash it after our game, even after a natty,
Well, yeah, it's so the standard is national championship, and so if
that's not your standard. That's what you hope for. That's what you hope to have.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what we're gunning for. That's the standard of success for this season. Is that fair to say?
Yes, it is.
Acceptable. So, if you lose to the Buckeyes over Thanksgiving weekend, but then you get into the playoff and you win it, then you're saying that's a check that we've effectively cashed.
Repeat that one more time.
If we lose to you guys and then we make it to the playoff, win the natty, you're saying that's you
cashed it. You cashed the check.
Cash check, yeah.
You win a natty, Bryce. You cash a check. Okay.
All right. Just make sure. I just make sure that it wasn't one and the same with the Buckeyes.
No.
So am I nervous? No, a little bit, but for the most part, no.
Have you ever heard Michigan talk like this within the team?
Within the team, no, not like this. There's a lot of hype, but I would argue that the conversation is more along the lines of, we are in a place, we have the talent, we have 80% plus returning productivity. Like, this is our year to do it. I don't think anyone's saying that we're guaranteeing a championship, but we're saying this is the expectation. We have to take the next step. Every player at media day and the coach said that. So I don't think they're sitting here saying we're guaranteeing a win. Now the fans, and I know you're deep into Michigan Twitter, but I'm sure the fans are saying things. But if I look at what the players and coaches are saying, I love it. I'm fine with it. Not it.
Okay. I guess before we get out of here, I'll ask you a quick question because I heard this on the Voice of College Football in Michigan show. Do you think Michigan is because someone said this, and so I just want to hear that. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Michigan is as talented as Ohio State, Georgia, and Bama?
Okay, I got to dissect your question. 5-star recruits? No, obviously not. The numbers are there. Develop players, though?
Position for position starters.
Starters there? Yes. Depth? Probably not. Depth makes me a little bit worried. Not on the offensive line. Offensive line will be fine.
That's a fair question, man. That was a fair answer. That was a fair answer.
See, Garrison, this is honest journalism over here. Is what we're doing.
Oh, you already know it.
I had one other thought. Urban Meyer was on with Colin Cowherd today, and I hate that guy. I don't hate him, Mom, Dad. I don't hate him.
You see what he did the other day?
Touch a girl inappropriately or what?
No, Dwayne. He said like he's talking about Twitter.
Oh yeah.
I was like, my goodness,
so
dude.
Bad.
What, dude?
That was bad on his part for
and
sure.
And Fox and RFS1.
Absolutely, the producers screwed him over there. That was awful. But anyways, because we got to cut it off here. We got a minute left. But
go ahead.
The fact that Urban Meyer doesn't say Michigan and only says Wolverines makes me so mad. Still, it makes me so mad, irrationally mad.
The Big Ten GOAT. You say his name, Urban effing Meyer. Hey, that man can kick a grown man in the arse in the NFL and get away with it. He's the man. Hey, you know what? Got a doc coming out soon. Never lost to Michigan. Won a natty in the first coach to ever win a natty in 2 different places. I'm sorry, second coach to ever do it. Second coach after Saban. Has a winning record against Saban. But, I'm sorry. Woo, that man. That's a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
So you guys.
And I heard I heard he's a ladies' man.